This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe, and let's get right into the news. All right, so very little news, but let's get right into it. All right. It seems like politics is taking over the news right now, but we do entertainment news over here. All right, so we ain't gonna get into all that. All right. Ari. All right, so her and Moneybag Yo were out in I see the headlines, unbothered by little baby rumors. Listen, I think this is a thing that they're into. I think they're into like an open relationship, which is nothing wrong with that. Okay, I don't see. Maybe listen, she talks real freaky. Maybe Moneybag Yo's a freak. Who knows? And he wants to watch her with other dudes. It's possible. Not every person is. I would say, quote unquote, normal, like what you assume to be normal. They might have secret things that they're into, and it's fine. I mean, it's their life. As long as they're not hurting anybody or anything, it is what it is. All right, you got to just let it be. But like, listen, like most people would be bothered by this, But if you're in an open relationship, like T.I. and Tiny, like they were kind of in an open relationship for a while until they didn't want to be anymore. They had an open lifestyle. Everybody in Atlanta knew. They went to like certain clubs where you swap partners and all that stuff, or introduce another partner. And they used to have that but I think they would do everything together. Once they started doing things separately, everyone has these weird, freaky things. It is what it is, whatever. Okay, so then we got more court documents of Lil Durk allegedly giving all the killers diamond grills, right? That was allegedly their payment or whatever for, some of them getting this thing done with Quando Rondos. And they missed the target, too. I think Little Pub was not the target. I think it was really Quando Rondo, right? I think that we're seeing a lot of stuff right now to get the public opinion, out there. But when Drew Finland gets in there, he's going to, like, get rid of a lot of this stuff. He's, like, not a newbie lawyer, like this guy is like well seasoned, knows what he's doing, and I just don't see it going anywhere, to be honest with you. Like, I think that Lil Durk will get very little time, or he could be cooked. See, there's two ways to look at it. If it's just this evidence, he's fine, but if you're talking about cooperators, he's cooked, so that's if they throw him under the bus, then he's done. We will see how this all plays out, but we can't really, all you can do is speculate now. Thousands of people were scammed after an anonymous person made a fake website claiming to be Kai Cenat's brand Vivid. The official site vividofficial.com didn't put out the thing, but there was a fake site called vividgallery.com which misled buyers. The anonymous person deleted the site and went ghost. How much money do you think he took? Every jacket was like $160, right? Which would be affordable for Kai. Kai's probably going to charge $400 or $500 for his stuff, right? Minimum. He'll get some Kanye stuff. Remember Kanye West was charging $100 for a white T-shirt? A plain white T-shirt. So, yeah, this guy probably got, think about it, every 5 buyers, he was getting near $1,000, right? Even if he charged shipping and everything, he was getting $1,000, right? And you probably get no product, right? There could be, what could happen is if a lot of these people, now that it's out there, it depends how he took payment. But if he took payment through credit cards, a lot of this could be charged back. And the person someone has to facilitate as long as it's not through Bitcoin or something, someone has to facilitate the transaction. And they're holding the money now. He doesn't get to withdraw it immediately. So it could be stopped. When you do stuff on the internet, it's not temporary. It's forever. You just got to find someone that can scrub it up. MrBeast pressed Ray about calling him Team Water a scam, but Ray stood on business and says, I feel like it's a scam. I feel like you raised all this money, used influencers to raise a ton of money, and it's more than what it costs to bring water. Now, I have seen some of MrBeast's videos where he brings water to these villages in Africa, which is great. But I've seen a lot of these wells go dry because there's not a lot of education on how to keep the well wet. You got to keep when you tap into a well below the earth, there's ways to keep it going. Otherwise it can dry out. I don't know. It does cost a lot of money to move this trucking equipment around and to drill 100 feet down or however long it takes, however many feet it takes to find water, There's a reason why. I wondered this too. Some areas don't let you drill for water, but say in Jamaica or something like that, because I've done stuff there, right? Tapping a well there, I was always wondering why they didn't. I looked into it one time. I guess you got to drill really far down. Like Jamaica drilling for water. How far down? I think you gotta. Most of them get from like streams and stuff. 213 feet deep, you would have to get to tap into water. So it costs a lot of money, and you have to have the equipment there. Tons of money to do that. So, and new wells in Jamaica require a permit, drill license, all this stuff, and you can't just do it on your own. You need a truck to drill through rock and stuff. It's extensive. Look it up online sometime. I did it once. It's pretty expensive. 200 feet down, that's a lot of work. You got to keep attaching these like 20, 30 foot things to drill all the way down. Then you got to pull it back out. It's a lot. Fast Forever officially announced for March 17th, 2028. It's 2 years from now. $7 billion Fast and Furious franchise continues. Bro, people still watch these movies, bro? Vin Diesel said, "No one said the road would be easy, but it's ours. One that defined us and became our legacy, and a legacy lasts forever." March 17th, 2028, Fast Forever. My gosh, bro. Stop. I bet you they're going to have Paul Walker in this one because of AI. Bet you. Body cam shows Sha'Carri Richardson begging an officer to not arrest her for driving over 100 miles per hour. She's a law-abiding citizen. Well, you're driving over 100 miles an hour. She has an Aston Martin, which is a $150,000 vehicle. She's getting cake, bro. She's not. She's getting cake. Now, she thought she was on the track. She's not only fast on the track, she's fast on the highway. She's got places to go, bro. So she got arrested, but she got let go right away, man. Just they have to arrest you over 100 miles an hour. It's called like super speeding or something. Let's see. Everyone Max B meets now. He smells. You smell like money, man. DJ Khaled was like, I don't even know who this guy is, but DJ Khaled's not in tune like that. Especially back then. He was very focused on himself. Still is. Rick Ross and DJ Khaled, they hug it up. They say a bunch of nonsense at Rick Ross's birthday. Rick Ross is funny. Khaled is annoying. And I know a lot of you go, yeah, it's only because he owes you money. It's okay. He is annoying. He's annoying. He says,
doing what we do, we never hit the licks. We used to hear niggas come up to us in the industry. Boy, I hit a lick.
Hit a lick.
And nobody ever invited us to a lick.
Nobody ever invited us to a lick? Yo, bro, what?
So guess what we did? We made our own lick.
Yeah, okay. Sounds like you guys were licking each other. The hell are you talking about? Now, Quavo said something about licks. Catching a play. But they would talk about, but they call them plays in Florida, right? That means catching a lick. What the hell are you talking about? Adin Ross goes off on. So Aspen Cartier, this is the girl that beat up the dog on stream. She got banned from Twitch. Well, now Adin Ross wants her banned from Kick. I don't know. It was heartbreaking to see that. I mean, I like dogs, you know. So like I was like, wow, dude, that was crazy. But hey, you know, I don't know. You know, she should be banned from having kids. Imagine her with a kid. She's like that with a dog, bro. Like, it's not like we're living in a society where dogs are just, you know, not respect. We love dogs in America. She lives in America, you know. So it's like, I don't know. I know in other countries they don't really care about dogs, but some other countries at least. But yeah. Like, I look like a crazy person. Sometimes, I'll admit this. Sometimes when I'm in Jamaica, right? I'm, like, driving around with my wife because, say we're going to the store or something. Sometimes, she always gets, she likes dogs. But, like, she likes, in Jamaica, it's different. There's road dogs, and they call them mongrels, right? I feed them. I feed them dog food sometimes. I get it at the store and I feed them. She gets on me about that because like probably one of the only people. But white people do this. Like when white people go to Jamaica, they do this because like we love dogs. Like just people from America do this. They love dogs, you know. So it's heartbreaking to see. But this is like normal in Jamaica. Like they look at me like I'm crazy, bro. I get crazy. Yo, I remember one time. We went to like the east side, right, in Portland, and we stayed there for like a couple nights, away from the house, right, because the house is in the middle of north side, right. So it's in St. Anne. So we went to Portland, and just to get away on that side of the island, it's different over there. And I remember at breakfast they gave us these. I took the American breakfast, and it was pancakes. It was trash, right? So I took the pancakes, I put some syrup on it, and I was flinging them out the window at the road dogs. And I remember one time I hit somebody in the head by accident. The pancake flew like a Frisbee. And I just saw it, and it hit this guy in the head, and he went, boom, Gervonta Davis posts $8,500 bond, gets no contact order. All right, so he's bonded out. Little TJ drops this track for Adin Ross. He says, "Teach some shit you'll never understand." Adin Ross. For some reason, there's tigers and elephants in the video. I have no idea. Did it need a safari look? Was he trying? I don't know. The game says Kendrick is the best rapper from Compton. He must want that. Need a feature. Need a feature. Even though he was early on Kendrick Lamar, he hasn't had a feature in a while from Kendrick, so might be time to kiss up. Mike Dean says he's cool with Travis Scott again. This guy is on and off with everybody he works with, right? I don't know. I can't keep up. Fivio Foreign officially drops 21 Savage Atlanta diss track. A clout chasing moment for Fivio. Clout chaser. Anyways, guys, this is Jordan Tower with JT News. I appreciate you all. I'll check you guys in the next one. Smash that like button for me. Peace.